everyone, welcome to testing hot new makeup for January 2024. For those of you that are new to my channel, testing hot new makeup is a video I try my best to upload every single month. I gather some of the most hyped up, most talked about beauty products that have been released and test them out for the very first time in this video. In past videos, I have shown you at the very beginning some of the products that I'm going to be testing in this video, but I think maybe it's better, or I'm just trying something new. I'm just gonna jump right into the video to testing the products, and just let me assure you that some of these products are very, very popular. They are definitely ones that you are seeing mentioned on TikTok and Instagram and here on YouTube over and over again, and I know that a lot of you are curious about them, and I'm curious too. So without any further ado, I'm going to show you how I achieved this look using a full face of some of the hottest new makeup releases. Up first is something I am so excited to try. It is the brand new Estée Lauder Double Wear Smooth and Blur Primer. If you know me at all, you know I have been singing the praises of Estée Lauder Double Wear for years. I have quite oily skin, and Double Wear is one of the only foundations on the market that gives me the coverage that I'm looking for, the longevity that I'm looking for, and also helps a little bit to control shine. So let's read some of the claims of this primer. I've got to get my glasses first. Everybody asks me about these glasses, and I need to get new ones because they're all bent out of shape, but they are from Costco. They don't even have a brand on them, a brand name. It says blurring, smoothing, pore diffusing. I need all of those things. The buildable gel cream primer mattifies while leaving skin comfortable and instantly filtered with all-day oil control. Well, I can tell you, upon first initial application, it definitely took down any shine I had on my face, and it sunk right into my skin. It doesn't feel tacky. I'm gonna put a little bit more where my pores are the largest, around my nose. I definitely see a difference in my pore size. Ooh, my circles are dark today. Wow, it feels really nice. Ooh, okay, off to a good start. Possibly, it's hard to tell with a primer, but I do like, again, that it sunk right into my skin. It took down any shine immediately and definitely refined the look of my pores. Up next is a brand new foundation from Bare Minerals. Now, I know Bare Minerals isn't the hottest makeup brand out there right now. It hasn't been for a while. Bare Minerals is really trying. They're trying to kind of get back in the game, put some viral products out there, some standout products. And this foundation does sound pretty great. This is called Bare Pro 24-Hour Wear Skin Perfecting Matte Liquid Foundation, Ultra Comfort with a broad spectrum SPF 20. It's cruelty-free, it's vegan, it's paraben-free. So I bought Light 27 Neutral. I could only find this online at Ulta. I could not find it in any store. And you guys know I hate doing that. I hate buying foundations online because 8 times out of 10, I choose the wrong color. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna shake this up. I am going to take, just because it's right here, my BK Beauty 101 foundation brush. I also love my Stands Out Beauty Sponge, and then this BK Beauty brush from the Nikki LaRose collection. It is number N17. I don't know, for some reason I just want to use this one today. So we're shaking it up, and we are keeping our fingers crossed that I purchased a decent shade match. I love that it has a pump. I like to pump my foundations onto a palette or my hand. And so I'm putting, it takes a while to get the pump going. Oh, this looks dark. Oh boy. Okay, we'll see. I'll show you a little swatch on my jawline. Yeah, it's definitely a little dark for me. I did use a self-tanner last night on my neck and chest. It's kind of difficult to tell. It's also not necessarily what I would call a neutral. It looks very olive toned to me. We're gonna make it work. So, blending it down my neck, over my ears. You know, I think it's not so bad with a self-tan. I think it won't be so bad. So I'm gonna put a little bit more here and here. It's not super highly concentrated like some foundations. You know how with some foundations, you can just put one little dot on your face and it'll blend out the entirety of your face, or at least half your face. This one is taking a little bit more product. It is very matte, but then again, I did put a matte primer underneath as well. And yeah, I don't think that this is a foundation that anyone with dry skin would probably gravitate towards anyway. I think that most people with dry skin, correct me if I'm wrong, tend to look for products that say glow or radiant, and Bare Minerals does have a they do have a couple radiant foundations in their line. I do like the coverage. It's reminding me quite a bit of, honestly, another favorite foundation of mine, which is Studio Fix Fluid. So if you don't buy MAC because it's not cruelty-free, you might want to check this one out if you liked, or if you've heard good things about the Studio Fix Fluid, but you just haven't purchased it for that reason. Okay, let's look up close and see what we've got here. Ooh. It looks really nice. I do have to blend it a little bit more down my neck. But I think with my self-tanned, I know, it's not a very dark self-tanner. I don't look very dark, but I think it at least is a better match for the foundation than if I hadn't self-tanned last night. A couple new concealers have launched recently, one by Laura Mercier and one by Fenty. I went with trying out this new Sephora brand Best Skin Ever Glow Concealer. I need to drink some water. And I'm not saying I won't try those concealers, but Fenty skin products have never really worked for me. And I've also discovered that a lot of serum concealers don't work for me either. I just feel like they don't have enough coverage. So I suppose you could use a corrector and then a concealer, but just at the moment, I have so many concealers, high-end concealers, that I love that, you know, if they sent them to me in a PR package, maybe I would try them, but I have to kind of budget what I spend on these videos every month too. So long story short, I don't have either of those. Again, not saying I never will try them, but this concealer is only $15. Again, it's Sephora collection, and it has really, really good reviews. It says here on the website that it is a new lightweight, radiant, multi-purpose formula that corrects, conceals, and instantly brightens under eyes for a glowing, natural complexion that leaves skin luminous and hydrated for up to 12 hours. And I picked up shade 22. I like the slightly angled doe foot applicator, and my circles are pretty dark today, right in here. And from initial application, it's definitely not thick in comparison to other concealers I've been using lately, which are the Natasha Denona High Glam and the, I still love my Kulfi concealer. Oh, this does not have a lot of coverage. And I just said I didn't try the Laura Mercier because serum concealers don't often have a lot of coverage. I don't feel like this one is giving me much coverage at all. It has really good ratings so far. I didn't read the rating, I didn't read the reviews yet, because Sephora reviews kind of drive me nuts because so many of them are incentivized, and I just feel like they throw all of the ratings off. I kind of wish Sephora didn't do that, that you could only have verified purchases. All right, now on this side, my dark circles aren't quite as bad, so it's fine. I'm also gonna put a little bit on my lid. I do not have a new shadow primer to try today, and for those of you that are new here, not only do I have oily skin around here, but I also have oily lids. So now I'm just pushing this, pressing this in. It does have a radiant finish, so that's nice. I just might have to use, or you just might have to use, if you have darker circles, a corrector underneath. I'm gonna add a little bit more. Well, that's a bummer. I had really high hopes for this. I'm gonna use my finger actually instead. Okay. I mean, it might be good for the face, like to cover up a slight blemish without leaving a flat matte finish, if that's what you're looking for. Yeah, I'll have to try this again with a corrector underneath because I do like the way it looks as far as being sort of natural looking. It doesn't really seem to be doing too much creasing, but it might be too soon to tell. All right, I do have a new contour powder. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do brows first. For brows, I have the new CoverGirl Pomade Crayon Pencil. It kind of looks like Flower Beauty packaging, doesn't it? I bought mine on Amazon in the shade Blonde. It has that kind of brush thing on the end versus a spoolie, which is not my favorite. I definitely prefer a spoolie. But yeah, I like to brush my brow hairs up with a spoolie, and I just feel like a brush like this doesn't get the job done. I mean, it's not bad. NYX makes one like this that has a bigger brush on the end that doesn't do anything. This is doing a little something. And I suppose they want you to use this once you're done as well, like we often do with a spoolie, to brush out any color that's maybe too much color. I also purchased this mini size of the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze Gel. I don't know why, I just didn't want to commit to the full size because I wasn't sure. I tend to not have the best luck with brow gels. They all claim to keep your brows in place all day. Not that I've seen. There are definitely a couple that I think do that, but for the most part, let's just say I've become skeptical of a lot of claims. Okay, I've got to bring the mirror a lot closer to me. Oh, that's a pigmented pencil. I am glad I got the blonde. Sometimes I'll go with soft brown because I don't want my brows to be too light. It's very, very creamy. Almost too creamy because I'm having to use a very, very, very light hand, like barely touching my brow. Otherwise, it's too much pigment. So maybe I shouldn't say creamy. It's almost too pigmented, creamy and pigmented. Now I see why they have the brush on the end, because you really do need to go back and soften this up. Otherwise it looks pretty harsh, but whew, yeah. I am glad I didn't go darker. It's not bad if you just use a really, really light hand. Make very, very light strokes. All right, I'm gonna do the other brow off camera real quick because I need to get super close to this mirror. Okay, let's brush these out a little bit and then see what happens when we use the ABH Brow Freeze. Now, in case anyone's wondering why my brows appear sort of squared off, that is because, well, number one, I think it looks okay on me. I'm just used to it. But I had microblading done on my brows like 5 or 6 years ago now. And ever since then, I have had no brow hairs grow at the very front of my brow. So sometimes I will use a brow microblading pen. There's a lot of them out there now, just at the front to mimic more natural looking hairs. So let's try this new Brow Freeze Gel. If you are unaware, Brow Freeze, oh, that is a tiny little interesting applicator. The Brow Freeze Gel, the original one, comes in a round container. It looks like the e.l.f., is it called Brow Glue? There's a bunch of dupes out there now for that product. Oh, okay, got a little bit too much there. So there's kind of a learning curve with this one too. You've got to lay down the wax first and then take the comb and brush it up. I will say it definitely helped to lighten the brow pencil a little. Okay, now I feel like I have some gaps though right through there. All right, now it's time to do what I always do, which is carve out my brows with a little concealer, a flat concealer brush, and then I just carve them out so I make sure that they're going out towards my temples and not down towards my ear. I am all about the lift. All right, should we do a little powdering? No. I'm gonna do my eyes and then contour and powder. All right, for eyeshadow, I'm going to use this palette that was sent to me from NARS. It is their new Afterglow Irresistible Eyeshadow Palette. I'm always excited to get anything in the mail from NARS. It is one of my favorite brands. It has been for years. And I opened up this palette and I thought, ooh, that's beautiful. But it looks like so many other NARS eyeshadow palettes. I mean, am I wrong here? I feel like this has been done before. I actually grabbed two other NARS palettes that I have. This one is called Orgasm Rising. And here's a little video I took of them side by side. So they're not identical, but overall the theme, the color story is pretty close. And then I found this one, which is called Endless Nights. Again, very similar warm tones with some burgundies and some shimmers. So NARS, I would love to see you switch things up a bit. That said, I'm still looking forward to trying this palette. I have, in this past, what has it been, 2 weeks of the year, the new year, I have started, well, actually started on my vacation, the cruise I took over New Year's. I have started to really simplify my eyeshadow look. I'm not making things as complicated or doing as much or using as many shades as I used to. I don't know, I just feel like as I get older and my eyes are getting more hooded, I think a lot of you can relate, applying eyeshadow gets a little bit more difficult, and sometimes I've just noticed that less is definitely more when it comes to eyeshadow, for me at least. I'm gonna take this kind of light pinky shade right here. Well, the first shade I used was this one up in the corner underneath my brows, and now I'm using this light pinky shade. And it's almost like I don't even need palettes like this anymore with all these beautiful colors. I mean, it's always fun to experiment. I'm never not going to experiment, but as I was saying, I think just simple looks are the best. And if you find those colors that just are flattering to your complexion, to your eye color, then it's fine to just make things easier on yourself and just make a palette or find a palette that has those tones that you know you can always count on. And my technique is always the same. Well, I go through like maybe one other technique. I'll do this type of look or I'll do a halo eye, which I think I'm due to record a newer version of my halo eye, a newer tutorial. I don't think I've done one in years. So now I am going to, as I said, I'm simplifying things this year, and I'm just taking a little brush. This one is from Singe Beauty, and I'm going into this rich chocolate brown, milk chocolate brown, and I'm just patting that on the outer corners. As usual, the pigmentation on the shadows is excellent. And then I'm just taking my finger and patting it out. Doing the same on the other side. Patting it out. Yeah, I know a lot of you have been saying this to yourselves for years. You know, I just don't need a palette with 20 different colors in it, 15 different colors in it, because I'll only use a few of them. And that's where I'm at this point. I'm just using less and less shades. So now I'm going to take my finger and I am going to go into one of the shimmers because I still love me a shimmer. I think I'm going to go into this beautiful rosy pink. And yeah, as usual, NARS Nose Shimmer. They make such beautiful, beautiful shimmers. They put such beautiful shimmer shadows in their palettes. I know, I'm using my middle finger. I always use my middle finger for some reason. Not trying to flip anybody off, I promise. I don't know if you can tell, I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but it's like multicolored glitter with a little bit of fallout, but not much. Now I'm gonna go in with, because why not, a little bit of this golden one, or like yellowy gold, and pop that right in the center of my mobile lid. Yeah, that is very, very pretty. Look at what that just did. It just gave a glow to the center of my eye. All right, now I'm going to take that same concealer brush that I used to clean up under my brows, and I'm going to go into the same concealer I use. This is just a pot concealer from Eve Pearl. I've had this for years. Any concealer will do. Or you can use a Q-tip or a makeup remover wipe. And I'm just getting rid of any excess eyeshadow and angling it up towards my temple because remember, I said it's all about the lift. But now I am going to take a little smudger brush. Just realized all of my favorites are dirty. The Rephr 03 needs to be cleaned. Oh, but nothing's coming off on my hand, no pigment, so I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna go in with that first shade, actually a combination of that first and second shade I used, and run that along my lower lash lines. Yeah, I definitely see some fallout from the shimmer or glimmery shades. And then I'm going to take a flat brush. Who is this from? This is also from Rephr. It's a 29. I'm going to go into the darkest brown and just press that right in the outer corners. And then do a reverse wing, meaning it's not coming from the top, it's coming from the bottom. And then I just put a little bit right there to connect the top and bottom. So it looks like I have a wing, but I'm not interrupting the fold of my hooded eye. Let me know in the comments if you would like a more in-depth tutorial on this techniques, because you can see I have a fold. I know a lot of us have one eye that's more hooded than the other, and it's so hard to do a wing over that fold unless you do sort of like that bat wing that I've shown before. So now that that's done, I'm going to go back in with the Rephr and sort of blend it out, soften it. Okay, and now I need some lightness in that inner corner, so I'm going to go back in with that shade I put under the brow and pop that right in there. I do like an inner corner highlight. I know it's not for everybody, but I like it. And clearly, we're not doing what would be called an everyday daytime look for most people. I'd wear this out during the day, but that's me. I think I want to add a little bit, just a little bit of brown, the darkest brown, really, really close to my upper lash lines. Just really, really right there at the base of the lash. So like once I have my mascara on, it probably won't even be noticeable. All right. Got some fallout, so I'm just brushing it away. Now I still look pretty matte, but I do want to lightly set my face with, I don't have a new loose powder. Do you know of any new loose powders on the market? I don't. I know Huda Beauty came out with a new shade of her Easy Bake powder. I think it's called Peach Pie. But I believe, from what I've read, that's for more medium to deep skin tones. You know, every time I don't use this Fit Me powder for a while, and then I use it again, I remember just how good it is. Like, it is so good. This is just the pressed in translucent. So now I'm just curling my lashes and tight lining. And then for my lower waterlines, I'm using this new to me pencil from Swede. It is their brightening pencil. Now for mascara, I am using the new Naturally Better Than Sex Voluptuous Volume Mascara from Too Faced. This claims to be made of 98% naturally derived ingredients, boosts lash volume and length, nourishes and conditions, and delivers mind-blowing curl. I do like the pink packaging, so let's give this a go. Okay, it's kind of a dry formula. It's giving my lashes a very feathery appearance, but it's not coating them with a lot of pigment. Let's try it this way. There we go, it's a little bit better. Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on what you like. Some people like a wetter, thicker formula. This is definitely more of a natural look. It's not clumpy, that's for sure. And it's giving me some length. And I bought Blackest Black, so I think I did. It doesn't even have a color on here unless I'm missing it. Well, anyway, it's black. We'll do one more coat. Okay, well, my mind is not blown. What do you guys think? You tell me. Have you seen me wear better mascaras? Let's move on to some contour. I got two new products, well, contour, blush, and highlight. I purchased the contour and highlight from the new Sephora collection, the new products from Sephora collection. And it didn't arrive broken, but this one, the contour product, you can see it's out of the package, but luckily it didn't break. I do have some crazy glue, so I will try to crazy glue it into the pan. You can see the whole thing is out. I bought O2 Light Medium, and this is just a brush from Delium Tools. I think I got this on Amazon. Oh, that's pretty. That's a great contour color. Oh. Very natural looking and super easy. Look how easily that's going on my face. Aside from me just having to glue it down, I'm impressed. It's a perfect sort of cool tone contour. I hope the highlighter is this nice. I'm just gonna use my finger to contour my nose. Ooh, this might be one of the best contour shades I've ever used. I still feel like my circles are too dark. But you know what I'm gonna do to try to remedy that is I'm going to take a small brush like this one from Morphe. I go into that Fit Me powder that I was talking about a few moments ago. I'm gonna pick up some product and just pat that right here. And that'll lighten it right up. All right, for blush, I am so excited to try this Camo blush from e.l.f. This has gone viral over on TikTok, probably here on YouTube too. I haven't watched much YouTube since I was on vacation and have gotten back from vacation. But yeah, I just know a lot of people have been talking about this product and how similar it is to the Rare Beauty Pinch Me or Soft Pinch Cream Blush. That a little bit goes a long way. I bought Peach Perfect. I thought I ordered like a rose, a dusty rose, but nothing I can do about it now. Let's just take a little dot because if it is anything like the Rare Beauty, it is extremely pigmented. So we're just gonna go like that. And then take a brush and blend it out. That's pretty. I would say, at least this shade, it's not quite as pigmented as the Rare Beauty, but because I'm having to go in with another dot, but it's pigmented and it's blending out nicely, even though I did, you know, apply a little powder and contour already. I like the color. I really like peachy blushes on myself. Even more so, I think, than like bright pinks. I definitely want to still get the Dusty Rose one though, because I've heard a lot of people raving about that particular shade. It does have a little bit of a glow to it, which is nice. For a product that I think I paid $6 or $8 for, not bad at all. So something else you can let me know in the comments is what shades, if you've tried this product, what are your favorite shades? What's another one I should pick up? Okay, we just have lips left to go. Oh no, that's not true. We've got to try the highlighter. I bought this one in shade 02 as well. And this appears to be like a golden pinky peach. I'm going to use this brush from Singe Beauty, the F06. At first I was going to say I don't see it, but no, I do see it. I do see it. It's just subtle. But that's pretty. Yeah, and it's not really emphasizing my texture. It's kind of nice. I look very glowy. Now we can move on to lips. And I've got one of the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Lip Velvets. I purchased the shade Kiss. I at first ordered Pure Hollywood, but then my order got canceled because I guess that one is selling out really, really quickly. And so I got what I could get, which is the shade Kiss, which also looks pretty. And then I'm going to top it with, I'll show you what it looks like on its own first, but then I'm going to top it with the Too Faced Kissing Jelly Gloss Juicy Lip Oil. And for liner, now I know Hourglass just came out with new lip liners, and I noticed that they just went live on Sephora last night, which is too late for me to be able to film this video today and stay on my filming schedule. So I'm using an About Face lip liner, which is new to me, in the shade Cradled. I saw a makeup artist that I follow on Instagram use this. It looked like a really nice neutral. I like a neutral nude lip liner. So I'm going to start off by lining with this pencil. Hopefully it's not too dark. Oh wow, it's a great shade and super creamy. It's just gliding on. Nice. I really, really like the packaging of this lip velvet. Hopefully they are not as drying. They're not supposed to be. They're supposed to be very creamy, like a lip, well, like a velvet finish, not a drying finish like the original Anastasia liquid lipsticks had. Oh, they do go on very velvety. I like this color. It's got a little bit more pink to it. Sometimes those true nudes have a tendency to wash me out, wash a lot of us out. It's kind of reminiscent of concealer lips. Oh, it does feel nice. Feels really nice. And I do not feel like it's accentuating my lip lines at all. Okay. I like that. Once again, same brush, same concealer, and I like to just sort of touch up the corners of my mouth. Here's the finished look. No gloss. I'm going to add the gloss right now. This is the shade Bubblegum. It's so pretty. I'm not going to lie, it does sort of look like the makeup I would get as a child in the 80s. But there's nothing wrong with a little nostalgia now, is there? So let's take out the big applicator. Mine looks like it has a little hair. No, it's not a hair. It's just a glob of gloss. So take another look at the ABH Velvet without gloss. And here we are. Ooh, that's really smooth. And it's not thick at all. Oh, and now if I layer, I get a little bit more pink. Oh my goodness. What a pretty nude lip combo. Okay, this look is complete, and now it's time to go over very briefly all of the products I tested today. Now remember, these are my first impressions only. I will update you on everything in future videos. This year I am going to try to get back into the routine of doing monthly favorites and fails videos, or at least making sure I tell you if I end up really, really loving something after one of these videos, or if I end up really, really disliking something. So as of right now, my impressions of the new Estée Lauder Double Wear Smooth and Blur Primer and Bare Minerals Bare Pro 24 Hour Wear Matte Foundation are very, very good. I will place a caption right here on the screen, so look right there, letting you know if I felt the foundation combo still looked good at the end of the day. But so far so good on the foundation and primer. The brow products, I'm really not a fan of this CoverGirl brow pencil. I did end up going back when I was changing clothes and applying a little bit of a MAC brow pen to the areas that were sparse, because once I blended out with the brush on the end and then added the brow freeze, I feel like I lost color in some spots. And I will have another caption right here letting you know how the brows held up, if this brow freeze really is that amazing, or if I can just stick to my previous favorites, which are the Sephora brand Fiber Brow Gel. I also really like the one from Rare Beauty, and there's another one that I've been using that I like. So, but who knows, maybe this one will knock all of those out of the water. I did like how it went on, but a part of me does appreciate a brow gel with fibers simply because my brows are so sparse, and I like that the fibers tend to help build up the fluffy aspect of my brows because they are severely lacking in that area. The concealer, the Sephora Best Skin Ever Glow. I like it. I like the way it looks. I like the consistency. It just doesn't have a ton of coverage to it. So once again, as I stated in the demo, you could try it with a corrector underneath and see how that goes. I'm definitely going to be trying that because it felt nice, and it does have a nice glowy finish, which a lot of mature skins prefer under the eyes versus a matte finish under the eyes because that can be aging. The Sephora brand Highlight and Contour. I have not super glued this down yet, but I love this. I like this. I think for the price, it's good if you want just a subtle highlight, but the contour powder, I really, really like this. As for the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush, I really, really like this, and I like this peach color. It's kind of subtle, and I'm not mad at it. I have seen demos of some of the other shades that were much more vibrant and bold, more similar to the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Blushes. So again, let me know in the comments what shades you have in this and if you love them. Oh, the NARS Afterglow Irresistible Palette. If you have any of those other NARS eyeshadow palettes I showed you earlier, you don't need this. You absolutely do not need this. If you have the Makeup by Mario Etherealized palette and the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette, you definitely don't need this. I have to be honest though, the shimmers are pretty spectacular. But are they that different than what's in the Makeup by Mario Etherealize? Not really. Can you find a similar color story in less expensive brands? Probably. But I like the size of this palette. I love that dark brown that's in here. That's a really, really beautiful, richly pigmented shade. I do like this shimmering ivory as well. Honestly, now that I'm really thinking about it, had they not sent it to me, and even though I have those other two NARS palettes, because I'm a true makeup junkie, I probably would have still bought this. Where is my pretty pink mascara? A+ for the packaging. C- for the results. By the way, this will come as a surprise to no one who watches my videos regularly. I did add some individual lashes. I took my Risa Does Makeup with BK Beauty Martini lashes and sort of cut them up and put a couple of clusters just right on the ends, just to give my lashes a little bit more oomph, because this did not do it. Now let's get to this lip combo. Yes, yes, and yes. Again, this lip pencil is not new from About Face, but the shade is Cradled and it is fabulous. The ABH Lip Velvet in Kiss, so good, so smooth. I think I'm still going to try to get my hands on Pure Hollywood. And then, even though this Jelly Pop Gloss from Too Faced does look like child's makeup, I really like it. It's very smooth and shiny, but not sticky. And I noticed after I stopped recording to go change, it does have this bubblegum smell to it. The shade is bubblegum. I don't know, because I have not yet seen these in stores. When I was at Ulta picking up some of these other products, they had these, they had the display, but they were all out of stock. So people must be really loving these. But what I'm trying to say is I don't know if the other names and their scents coincide, like bubblegum and a bubblegum smell. But this lip combo gets 5 stars from me. So overall, I think it was a pretty successful first testing hot new makeup of 2024. Nothing was truly awful, except for maybe the brow pencil. But no, not awful, just not easy to work with. There's much better out there, especially at the drugstore price point. But I will say it's a very nice shade of blonde. It's not too dark, it's not too golden, it's not too gray. So, yay. Okay, as usual, all of the products will be listed and linked down below in the description box of this video. And if you did enjoy this video, I always appreciate you giving it a thumbs up and or leaving me a comment. If you are not already subscribed to my channel, I hope that you will consider doing so. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button and you will become a part of the Risa Does Makeup family. So that is it for this one. I hope to see you all in my next video.